Freaky Table is brought to you by Nikki Hits Beauty Studio, Bana Musadi, Douala, and Jungle Hall, Boya.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Freaky Table. It's your girl, Joan Gumba, Yana, and Paul are joining me in the building. And today we have a very, very interesting thing to talk about. And it is music video director Adah Akenji took to Facebook to ask a very, very interesting question, right? Can entertainers do without entertainment bloggers? Or can bloggers do without entertainers? Anyway, he wrote a very long speech and everybody has been reacting to that speech. But it opens a very, very big discussion, and that's why we are here. So Yana, Paul, you guys are welcome.
Thank you.
The sunglasses, man, there's no sun. It's okay. You're cold.
We cannot just keep them, shield them with our eyes, with charm and everything.
Whatever.
Change it.
All right, so Adah Akenji, music video
Yes.
director, highly respected, nominated for several awards. He's won so many things. He shot some really interesting videos. But he's asking a question now, and I'll just read what he wrote on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Dear bloggers, you are important. Thanks for the work you do. Don't be mad if artists don't share when you post about them. It is not their duty. Music and entertainment bloggers, you need artists to exist. They don't need you to exist. I know it's painful to hear, but it's your truth. I don't know whether it's my truth or your truth. Stop calling out artists for not sharing your post about them. Have a great week." That's what he wrote. So when you first saw that post, because I know everybody reacted, good or bad, ugly, what was your reaction? What did you think?
Go ahead.
I think that I think that he's naive. That opinion, it's naive. It's not new.
Okay.
Yeah, it's naive, but it's not completely wrong.
Yeah.
Naive in the sense that, first of all, it's a politically incorrect thing to say. Secondly, if you look at international brands, like the big brands, say Orange, say Olam, these brands use bloggers like that things.
Yeah.
These are multinational companies. It tells you that they recognize the importance of blogs,
Right.
or at least that blogs are important to their business. And it's because over the years, with new media, it has created a lot of segmentation of audiences. So blogs now appeal to different forms of audience. So
Yeah.
you have the political, you have the entertainment, you have this.
Sports.
So, and it's much more direct than the traditional media. So TV targets everybody, but it's not necessarily specific if you want to target a particular audience. So blogs are very important. I think that the argument, especially for him, who has seen how blogs can be important, because he did the horrible video for Yaya You. And it was blogs and bloggers that eventually brought that video down.
True.
It was their opinion. So they set the agenda with how they judged that video. And everybody, maybe their followers, began reacting to it. And before you knew it, his video was down. The same thing happened to Ken Stephens when he did the video for Be Proud. The first video of Be Proud was brought, it wasn't necessarily brought down, but the backlash. And it's bloggers, especially, that drove that conversation.
Yeah.
Even in terms of building celebrity culture.
Yeah.
I mean, you as an entertainer cannot really build a culture around just your music or your video and all of that. It is these discussions that media and bloggers especially have that, raises the culture up.
Yes.
Where I think that he's right, it's about how commercial blogs have become. So in a very partisan way, it's okay. Media have always been commercial, but this one is very partisan. Surely it is not the responsibility of an artist to share the work of a blog. if blogs are not supposed to be objective, they are not supposed to operate normally as normal media, traditional media. So they don't ascribe to journalistic standards. At least that's what it used to be, like personal diaries.
Yeah,
but some of them have grown audiences. If you take Huffington Post, you take Better Things, you take Decoded, you've grown so much audiences that you can now start operating like the traditional media. A lot of people depend on you for news, opinions, and all of that. In which case now you start imbibing some of the values of traditional media. So some blogs claim to be objective.
Yeah.
If you are objective, then you cannot want your direction cannot be that when you send out information about an artist, which is positive, then the artist has to share. So when you say what is negative, what happens? So if the artist not share what is positive, then you don't report on the artist, or you report negatively on the artist, then the credibility and the objectivity is not there. So I think that's the thing. The second thing is, it's about the magnitude of a blog.
Yeah.
Blogs can provide endorsement to an artist, and the artist might want to share because this blog says this.
Yes.
But every blog cannot say
endorse.
something and I want to share. You understand? Like, you don't yet have the type of platform. At that time, perhaps you're much more dependent on people coming to your blog because you used my name than me actually wanting it. It's a kind of symbiotic relationship between blogs and artists. It's true that this is my argument always, that to artists, I think that you should make a bit more effort to get a strong media right now, because when you have a strong media, then your own material, your product can go further, can reach
and
more
faster.
people. So yes, we want to make the exception that you change. But if an artist, we do freaky table here, if an artist does not share an episode, he doesn't share. But that will not affect my objectivity. It will not make me like him less. I mean, Ebere had gone online, a Nigerian comedian, Danny Green Ebere, had gone online to insult freaky table when we invited him. That doesn't mean that when he does something which is good, I will not talk about it. I will not praise it. If I don't do that, or if I do otherwise, it means that I'm not being credible, I'm not being objective.
That's true. That's true. But one of the things that Adah Akenji mentioned is the fact that my own question is like, who are the blogs it's referring to? Because I really don't know whether 237 Showbiz, Better Things, Decoded, the major blogs that I know would be worried if an artist or an entertainer doesn't share a particular post, because I really don't I don't see them caring so much about that. Like, if you share it, good. If you don't share, okay, that's okay. But the only thing that would be a little bit contradictory is that if CNN had written a post about somebody, you see all of them sharing that post.
Yeah, I mean, you can get.
So why are they not sharing local blogs, their posts? Which is that, I'm sure that is where the whole discomfort is coming with the conversations. But what do you think about that? Is it right? Is it wrong?
See,
did he overstep?
No, it's not about right or wrong. It's about what perspective you want to take on the matter, right? But then if you look at how media has grown, I'm trying not to repeat what Enonga has said, because he said a lot of things which will go back to the crux of the matter, that there exists a very direct and symbiotic relationship between the media and the artists who are the products, or even and the public, right? But then the thing is, the media has a responsibility, right, to report on what's happening in society. The thing is, I am worried at how much blogs have grown in terms of how they treat news and how they treat information, because we see you see that they say this because of like, let's go to a simple thing as sharing. Sharing means more people see it. If more people see it, means there's more attention. There's more attention, which means that you hold people, you hold the currency, social currency, which is attention. So that's a big problem, attention. But then now, I think what's happening now is artists get desperate to get on those blogs. So they do a lot of things which are really stupid, and blogs become really savage, and then it creates a whole toxic and very, very unhealthy media environment. That's why I think our media has not evolved to a point where we can easily say, oh my God, this is on this platform. Oh, like you mentioned CNN, they've not built enough credibility to that level. If you have, I mean, to be on Better Things breaks the news right now on digital media. They break the news. Because TV pushes the agenda, right, with the celebrity culture perspective. And 237 just more okay, engages the crowd, and tries to pull them in with funny commentary. But then besides that, you find somebody who just decides to wake up because he has access to social media, he has access to data, and then he has a good smartphone.
But that has always been the argument with artists not identifying social media users and bloggers?
That's
because there is a little bit.
They themselves don't make a distinction between their craft, because one day you're trying to be one day you're trying to report on what's happening, next day you're trolling people. So what are you exactly? Are you a troll or are you a blogger? The issue is the big issue here is artists recognizing that they have to first of all build enough value where blogs come to them. But then again, blogs have to be enough value where artists come to them. So you understand? So it's about building value in your own lane.
It's a whole ecology.
Yes, because when both grow, the culture grows.
It's amazing.
And I made a comment the other time on Twitter saying that our media is either too politicized or over professorial, where topics are supposed to be handled lightheartedly. It's taken too serious. Something that is supposed to be too that may be just what's happened every day in another country becomes too politicized. And then those are the major media organs running or controlling our airwaves. So those who are smaller start feeling they need to overdo things to gain attention and then to become something. But then we see people like Betatis have a strict editorial guideline where if they're reporting on things that are pop culture, it's pidgin. If they're reporting on things that are sensitive things. The way they matter. You understand how the way they matter. They take a more very strict. They make the language is very strict and grammatical and all of that. So it's about them also defining what they stand for and what they report for, because you cannot be doing pop culture today. Tomorrow you're doing politics. The next day you're trying to mix everything. You have a voice. People know exactly what they're
Perhaps I also note that Adah Akenji might have been talking from a place of privilege. That oftentimes the media builds you. Your product is able, the media builds you and popularizes you. To the extent where you become bigger than the media.
Yes.
And you practically do not need the media. You become like a news source, become a media on your own. So you be like, Beyonce does not grant interviews because she can speak directly to her 212 million fans. How many media can boast of having 212 million followers? So in that sense, you understand that when an artist has got into a certain pedigree, they don't think that they need the media anymore. They can speak directly to their followers and to their fans. But then if other up-and-coming artists believe that narrative, it becomes counterproductive to their work because they don't have that platform. They might not see the importance of media in it, and they automatically fail if they don't use it.
That's very true.
So and for Adah Akenji, I really am. I know that he's married to an artist, right?
Yes,
Sandrine. She will need bloggers.
She will.
The way her song is going, the songs that she's been putting out, she will need bloggers to really talk about it.
But just to add something to what Elonge said, the thing is that, like, see, the way we've moved with digital media, it's really fragmented. But you can rely on your audience, of course, right? But then there's only so much you can rely on them because they already know who you are.
The other media brings different angles to a particular.
That's the thing, because for example, like Adele is being up to her album right now. She's releasing her album right now. She's all on Vogue and other big outlets. But then the story they're trying to push her right now is more of a fashion angle.
Yes,
that's why she's on Vogue. So
yes, beauty.
Beauty and all of that. But then if you were probably talking about maybe music in itself, should probably be going to something like Complex or Vanity Fair.
Rolling Stone or something.
So you see that.
But then you get the argument that if Adele can see the value
that's the point I was going. That's the point I was going to.
Adah Akenji.
Yeah, that's the thing, because at the end of the day, Elonge is a madman. At the end of the day, even if you have 500 million followers, right, they are not enough to put, because the scale at which you've grown, you need to grow bigger.
Of course.
So I think the basic argument is distribution. That's the basic argument here. Point of distribution.
Promotion and distribution.
Yeah. How do you distribute to different audiences? How do you capture their attention? And then how do you frame the expectations? Because if you find yourself on better things, there's an angle here.
That's what my point is that different blogs,
social.
different
There's more of
blogs.
a
You
culture,
could
narrative
post.
angle there, yeah.
Remember when we discussed about Kosi's Ghana Must Go song video, where I seriously criticized it, and I looked at it from a lifestyle angle.
Yeah.
From a music point of view, the production was good.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds good. Whatever they were saying, I don't know. Gathering a lot of rappers on a project was a nice thing.
Yeah.
But now somebody else is going to look like, okay, why are you saying that young girls, if they don't, appeal to, why are you putting them in a Ghana Must Go bag or trying to gag them up or something? That's a lifestyle angle. The pigeon side are going to look at it in a different. I feel like
activist side going to look at it
exactly from a different. Feminists are going to jump on it, so it's different things. I feel like at the end of the day, we need each other. We need each other. So I don't even see why he didn't see that and then came all out to say that they don't need you. It's a hard truth. They don't need you. They need us. They need the bloggers. They do.
Perhaps his argument is that artists, right? Maybe he framed it the way he framed it. But then maybe the intention is that artists should be able to build their own platforms, right?
Even if they do.
And stand for at least to a certain point.
I think that what he's saying really is that artists have a stronger platform than bloggers. That's the core of his argument. So they don't really, you as a blogger,
you need them more.
You need him because they are information source and that. So that's the point he's making. I think that it has its merits.
Yeah.
But then it is a very short-sighted thing to say.
Very short-sighted.
It's a very naive thing to say. And the fear to me is that a lot of people who do not enjoy first of all, he's a video director. He doesn't necessarily have to come up with a budget for marketing for videos because it's not like it is his videos.
Yes.
Unless
he's a producer. It's not like he's like person putting
he
money.
doesn't necessarily. So obviously that's another privilege he enjoys. In that whether a video flops or not,
it
probably has already been paid.
Exactly.
So he's very technical in the functions that he has. But for the person who has put money there, the artist who wants to break through an audience, the person he or she will need the media. I mean, the biggest of artists want to get on certain media platforms. Even however big Kim is, however big Beyonce, Tiwa Savage, and all that, they still go there. They want to. There is a narrative they want to push about themselves, and sometimes they identify particular media and the particular type of narrative that this media can easily drive. First of all, there are some media that come with credibility more than the artist. You don't have following like the artist, but the credibility factor that the media carries is something. So if he thinks that that's the way to go about it, I'm sorry, you should better not.
And also just just to add to what Nonge said, the thing is also, it's like Ella said also, it's about perspective, right? Sometimes also it depends on where your craft is at the time. Sometimes you want to evolve to a point where people see you differently. Now Kim is on Sunday Night Live, right? Yeah. She's hosting. Perhaps because you could see the agenda maybe probably wants to change her image, really give a different perspective of her. So she's going to go with that angle to that platform because it's more comedy, it's more pop culturally relevant. Then also, but there's one thing which Adah himself in that whatever he's saying is missing, despite the intentions which he may have, is that an artist is just one platform, right?
Yes.
Where you're going for a specific thing, right? So it's just one content, which is the music, right? And maybe his lifestyle. But blogs now, for example, like better things are like aggregators where they pull in different sources of information, or they put different interests together. Yeah. So which means they have different audiences that come together to one place. Yes. So it's more. An artist is more like depth, but that is more like width. So you're like there's a broad spectrum which you can cover and gain interest from. But an artist is like
it's fascinating because you're talking about Kim.
Yeah.
When the time I saw Kim on The View, I think this year, she was talking. It was a political discussion, and she had just signed up to become a lawyer.
Yeah,
and she went to The View because The View is a political show. It's a show that can give credibility to what she's doing. That's where she can actually be taken seriously. Yeah. I don't think that she had gone to some E-News or that. They would have taken it seriously. Yeah. In fact, the tone at which with which you would have handled would have made it completely unserious. Yes. So you as an artist, the reason why the media is there is not. It's to accompany you in terms of your rebranding, in terms of type of message you want to. They say the medium is the message. Yeah. the medium that you go to is a message.
Yeah.
So if you want to, if he decides that he wants to start doing videos that look like films, right? Like he will not necessarily go to say 237.
Yeah, of course, that's not.
He will choose a platform that will be completely different.
Different.
So for him to actually, with a broad stroke, just dismiss
Brush out like,
bloggers like
we
that,
don't need you guys.
it's quite
And
disappointing.
you were mentioning you guys were mentioning Kim and some of the Hollywood superstars. Recently, Tiwa Savage was on Angie Martinez, I think. Angie Martinez radio show where she revealed that somebody's blackmailing her over
That's
sex
the
tape.
video.
Yeah, I mean, look at the platform where she's speaking, right? If she was in Nigeria, perhaps on Sound City, making that story or talking about that, it would be like, oh, because you have a video coming up with Brandy, so now you want to use a Nigerian platform, but it's on an international platform. Brandy is an international artist, so you're giving, those are very serious, and those are very serious things that you're talking about. And it's Angie is very, very critical. They know her very well, so you're talking about these things. It gives it more weight. But one of the things that you were saying about Kim Kardashian, I'm saying that she's going on SNL.
Yeah.
SNL is something that they need ratings to that show to survive on air. Now, if she already has millions of followers, that's true, but she still needs bloggers to run that story for weeks before she even gets there. So everybody is moving towards that. So she's kind of helping that media to get the viewers that they need for their ratings to stay on air. And she's putting out whatever she wants to, the image that she wants.
I just add that
for the world to
oftentimes it's likely that the media will survive and the artists might not.
Every time.
Because of the structure that they have.
You get it,
The
right?
media always survive.
Yeah,
The media
because
always
there's always going to be a story coming up.
Always.
But you could become irrelevant
No,
in the
you'll
next
come
second.
and you'll come and go
But
now,
also,
right?
there's also one thing too, which we also need to realize: media organs, certain media organs set the agenda. Others now, not all of them anyway.
Some.
Others now take it and push the perspectives which have been set.
Bam.
And that's the problem in our media structure. We don't have powerful media organs besides the traditional media organs. For example, if it's on Equinox, it gets everywhere like that. I'm saying
But a lot has always insisted on the fact that the media, the entertainers in general, have to help the media to grow bigger.
Yes.
Because it will help now to help carry your messages or your products or whatever thing that you're doing.
It comes
further and and
because
faster.
it is like honoring invitations, right? Respecting deadlines for interviews, giving out your press kits, all of this. It comes to those basic things.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, the interest is in you, right? But then, if you're not the topic of discussion, there can be somebody else.
Always.
But the point is, when you're the topic of discussion, make it relevant for yourself and for the blogs.
Yeah.
That's really the problem. Because at the end of the day, we risk settling in a situation where the blogs will have weight. The artists don't have weight.
So everybody
just weightless. They let's see that foul. You understand? So it's just. But also we should talk about the I don't want to say the finesse. I think the quality of these blogs. That's another big problem.
And to me, I think that was the point he was.
I'm sure that's what he was actually.
The point is that and I've said that if you think that blogging is journalism, which to me I think ideally it's really not, but with the evolutions that are taking place in the media space, a lot of them are functioning as media organs. Huffington Post, for example, is a blog, but has become what it is. So if you start operating as that, then you have to ascribe to the standards of journalistic practice. You don't expect an artist, well, if they share what you write, fine. But if they don't, it should not affect your approach to or your angle to covering that artist. It should not. Some blogs even have particularly just blacklisted certain artists. I mean, like. No, if you are saying that's journalistic practice, then don't do it. But if you're doing it as a personal journal where you can do your vendetta and everything, fine. Carry it on. But now you can understand why an artist will say that I don't think that you are important if that's how you operate.
Which is fine. You understand?
Means your
But
personal space, isn't it?
the issue is also because of how small a space can be, right? And how news moves fast, especially in terms of shareability with the functions of social media. The functions that are there, you can easily share it by liking. It can appear on somebody's it can appear on somebody's feed because of how the algorithm works. My issue is, yes, you may not be a journalist, you may not ascribe to the journalistic canons, right? But then the human principles which
ascribe to the community standards
yes,
of the platform.
just the community standards of the platform, or even right, just be somebody who just ascribe to the human values of being honest, of being true. Because you find that
True and honest and Cameroon. Wow. Anyway, so we're going
How did we change the country?
No, we're going to read a couple of the comments that we're reading about this on social media. We have Jarrad Brown. He wrote that I think it's the puzzle. So long as you are in the entertainment business, we all need ourselves. Bloggers need artists to blog. So artists get more engagement and possibly more exposure, which might make them earn more money as well. And then El Benito Melcube, he wrote that as long as these bloggers only write about popular artists or those that pay them or those that they are friends, then they need the artists more than the artists need them. We also have last comment, I think it's from Munyenge Iyambe. I hope I'm pronouncing your name. Yes. Please don't kill me. He says that artists need bloggers for exposure and creating a buzz. They don't need bloggers to make good music. Bloggers need artists for content to blog about. They don't need artists to gain more eyeballs. It is a symbiotic relationship. Know your lane.
Yeah, but I disagree a little bit with
Yambe.
No, Benzito.
Second one.
Okay,
he's an artist too.
He's an artist.
I disagree a little bit because it says if bloggers, if they have to pay.
Yeah, if they are supposed to be paid or they have like friends who are artists.
Yeah, then they need the artist more. Well, if an artist is supposed to pay a blog, the artist needs the blog more. That's
why you're paying.
Wait, what did he say? I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said as long
as bloggers have to receive money, it means the bloggers need the artist more to survive. So I'm saying if an artist is paying money too, it means that
you need it because you want value for something.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so the conversation continues. Please, at the end of the day, the bigger question here is how relevant are bloggers in entertainment business? So this is what we're going to be talking about. Or can entertainers survive without bloggers? So let's join the conversation on our YouTube channel. It's Decoded TV Studios, and please follow us on all social media platforms at Freaky Table. My name is Joan. Yana and Core, we're out of here, and please stay safe.
Freaky Table is brought to you by Nikki Hits Beauty Studio, Bona Musadi, Douala, and Jungle Hawk, Boya.
Contact Jungle Studios, which is located at Solidarity Junction, Boya, for all your photography and videography.
Thanks for watching the dopest TV show right now.
And don't forget to subscribe so that you can continue seeing our beautiful faces. Scratch that, my handsome face.
Alright guys, and to never miss a thing, follow us on all social media platforms at Freaky Table, Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, stay tuned.